Welcome to Seth's Daily Podcast. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. We're blessed enough to have an interview with country singer Brandon Bean. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good, Bubba. How you doing?
Doing good, man. And one of my favorite song by you is "Dying Breed," man. That is a really good song.
Dude, I
Uh,
appreciate
yeah, man. What you wrote that song, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, all the songs that I put out to this point, I've written all of them from the first single with Sunday Fun Day to the Florida Man EP and to the Dying Breed EP. So, I just that's one of the biggest things I want to contribute is just being known as a writer, you know. Obviously you play you have the artist role too, but I just think when you write your own songs, people can feel that authenticity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have any new music coming out here soon, like EPs or albums?
Yeah, so I'm going back in the studio in June, and I'm going to be cutting another project. So I'm working on that. I'm just kind of going through the songs that I'm going to put on it, and like just making sure through the process, like craft them and everything like that to make sure that the songs are gonna, stand. I always want them to stand, but I always want them to be able to have like progress. Like one song, like you see the progression with the style and the delivery of the record, to the audience. And I think that's real important. So I don't want to ever, sell myself short or sell the fans short by not giving them the best product I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Hoss Nation.
That's it. Hoss Nation, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you pretty much have like a hunting song anthem, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That Back in the Woods, baby.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
listened to it, man.
Yeah. What you think of that one?
It's a great one, man. It's definitely a good one to listen to before you go hunting.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was crazy when I did that record. Man, I was like, I listened to rock and metal music too growing up. So like I'm pretty diversified, with my musical taste. The country space obviously is just, it's more of like, lifestyle and also just, being able to tell the story, and a lot of the other genres, you don't have that same, I think you can do it, but it's not really, that's not how the fans kind of, gravitate to those other genres where country music's all about the story, painting the picture. So I took that. It was funny, man. That was like 3 years ago. It was like 3 years ago. I was down here in Florida with a buddy of mine, Steve. We were doing a hunt out in Seminole Forest, and it was like the longest time that I'd ever sat in a tree climber. Like we were watching this buck that was coming around, and it never, unfortunately, it didn't wind up coming back through the pass like we thought. But we sat for like 16 hours. Like we didn't even get up. Like he was in his tree somewhere down yonder. I was in mine. And when I was sitting in the tree, I was just like thinking about all the hunts and all the experiences in the past. And I was like, being from Florida, I was like, well, how do I tie that in and do something that's different? Like Buddy Brown always did like those like kind of funny kind of things, and I made it. I was like, well, I want something that's just going to be like dick, like hit you in the ass, really get you excited at 3, 4 in the morning and just really get you that adrenaline rush. And I was like, well, let me just tell the story, like paint it from the time you get out there to when you come back to the check station to when you have that communal, celebratory like supper with your friends and family. And that's how Back in the Woods came about, man. It was a fun one to do, and I had a great team on. I've had a great team I've been working with too on these projects, but like Blake Shelton's fiddle player, Janae Fleener, she played fiddle on it, and unfortunately, as you know, in the last year, Charlie Daniels passed away. So when he passed, they were good friends, and he had given her like a hat, and it said like more fiddle, and so I was like, man, when you get to the end of the record, if you hear after the third chorus, you'll hear this outro. It's like a long outro. And it was kind of like paying homage to Charlie Daniels because I had Janae just like kill it on the fiddle, like just how Charlie did on stage, you know what I mean? And so she did that. And Jason Aldean's guitarist, Adam Schoenfeld, he hopped on this record. So he did that. We stacked 3 electric guitars on the end of it. So that solo section was from him. And then I had, my background vocals was all Tim McGraw and Faith Hill's background singer, Perry Coleman. So he did that. And then I had the honor to work with John Willis. He used to be a acoustic player for for Brian McKnight, and he did the, we came up with the idea for the intro, which is that like that bayou, that swampy kind of, that banjo slash acoustic chicken picking kind of vibe, and it kind of sets the tone for the record, because it's like makes you feel like you're out there in the swamp or just out in the woods somewhere, kind of like that wrong turn kind of vibe, that wrong turn kind of vibe, you know what I mean? And man, it was just a really good team, man. I had Nick Buda on drums. He did a lot of stuff for Luke Holmes and Florida Georgia Line and Taylor Swift in sessions, and I had Mike Rojas on keys and Dave Francis on bass, and TJ Clay on harmonica. So it was definitely an all-star cast, man. And then Luke Combs, one of his producers, Kenny Royster, is my producer, and he put all this together, like just helped me paint the vision, and that's how we got that record and everything else I've been doing. So I'm really excited about people getting to find it someday. You know what I mean?
You've done work for Luke Combs, ain't you?
I'm sorry, say again.
You've done work for Luke Combs, ain't you?
I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on some stuff with his team. I work with one of my good friends, Joey Hollis, has done some things, and I've just been working with his producer a lot. So, the goal is, and his buddy Ray Fulcher wrote like 14 of the 17 songs on this last album. And so one of the things I'm trying to do with that is set up a write with him so we can pitch a song to Luke. So we'll see. You got to kind of, this business is real difficult, man. You got to really earn your keep. And I think, the biggest thing is when people see that you're, being consistent and bringing good quality, and they want to work with you, and it opens up other doors. So it's been a big honor, and I got a lot of good friends that I've been able to build relationships over the last few years, and I just want to kind of keep it going,
Yeah, and you had an EP that just came out a couple months ago, right?
The one that just came out was a Dying Breed, that EP. Yeah. And then I had another EP last year before the pandemic on the I think it was the 18th of February it was, and that was the Florida Man EP. That was my first major EP.
And all your music's on Spotify.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon. You can say Alexa, so that's kind of cool. And it's also on iHeart and Pandora, YouTube, all the streaming platforms. So pretty much anything that has music, you can hear it on.
What is your YouTube page and your Facebook page?
Facebook page is under Brandon Bing Music, and then also on the YouTube, it's under Brandon Bing. That's kind of funny too. My cousin has the same name as me, and but he played football for the Giants, and his claim to fame is because they won the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl with Eli Manning, and so when we were getting our social set up, he got BrandonBing.com. I got BrandonBingMusic.com. And then I got Brandon Bing on YouTube, but then he got it on Instagram. So it's like this like little cousin war back, because me and him are only a year apart, and it's like this war back and forth, like wherever social platform he catches one before me or vice versa. And so we're always having to tell people, but it's kind of cool,
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool, man, that you got your cousin with the same name playing for the Giants.
Yeah.
You can tell people they wouldn't even know, and you can tell them, man, I got Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. They'd be like, "What in the world? Oh, you do?" I'll be like, "Yeah, shoot, wait, hold on. You're a little lighter than he is." I'm like, "Yeah."
You've wrote for some country singers, ain't you? Like some big name.
I've been working with some, but I haven't written with. Well, I have a couple rights that are coming up with some. So all the stuff that I've written has been like what they call so you can do rights. I've worked with other artists and done co-writes and stuff, but as far as like cuts, I don't have any cuts from them. So like I've been doing like catalogs. So basically like you have writers that write with like groups, right? So and then they will pitch songs, they do demos, and they'll pitch those songs out. And then if they get cut by like a major artist, or record label picks it up, then you get royalties off of that. But then everything else for me would be what they call a catalog. So you write like 50 songs, 100 songs, and then you sell that catalog. And then like the label or the pub house, like Warner Chapel or Riser House or, Sony ATV, any of those different types of publishers, they would, pay a cost for that whole catalog, that body of work. Right. And then they would own the songs, but you would get a flat cut. And then anything else in above, like, the only thing is you get the notoriety because, you wrote the song. But if you do a co-write and it gets cut, then you get royalties from it. So you get like what they call a mailbox check. Song does good, hits the top 40 or goes number one. That's why they always say it only takes one song. And if you do one song right, then it hits and you can cash out pretty good. So, but it's all about finding that one song, and it's all about getting the right opportunity because there's a lot of people that I think they want to do music and it's not, they just want to get rich. And it's not, if you're doing it to get rich, it's probably the wrong thing for you. You know what I mean? You should be doing it because you want to tell a good story and hopefully, find somebody along the way that sees the value in you to support, what you're trying to put out,
Yeah, I like your music a lot because it's not pop country, man. It's real country music, like from back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's the thing, dude. Like I don't know. I look at I don't judge anybody. I think everybody has something they bring to the table. But I just the old school, like, and that's why in that Dying Breed record, I paid homage to there's a line in the beginning that people that really know country music and stuff like that, they'll catch on to. But I said, I'm wild riding like bareback Jack, don't touch this old cowboy's hat. And that was a Chris Ledoux reference, and that was that old school kind of like 90s, 80s, 90s, like Western rodeo country. And then, David Allan Coe and, Randy Travis, those guys, they pioneered so many different like lanes. I mean, you got many more. I mean, we can go all down the laundry list, you know what I mean? To Willie and Waylon and Hank and Merle and stuff. But it's just the point of, I think country music has kind of changed in the last decade and a half because it got away from the stuff that made it great. Like I said, I think the pop stuff is, and the bro country or whatever you want to call it, is what it's going to be for that market. But real country enthusiasts listen to the stuff that that you're talking about and kind of the stuff that inspired me. You know what I mean? They know the real story behind it.
Yeah, man, it's cool that you have a family from here in Eastern Kentucky, which I know a lot of people from Eastern Kentucky. That's gonna make them like your music even more.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get something set up. Me and my buddy, well, Montgomery Gentry, and so Eddie Montgomery and John Michael Montgomery, their nephew is Dylan Carmichael. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a great artist, a great writer, and he's from Kentucky. So one of the things I've been, eventually once things kind of settle out and get back to a little bit more normal, it'd be really cool to be able to go out there and either, open up for him or do some shows with him or something. And, just go back to the Kentucky route and meet some good, like just Kentucky folk and have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. We got a Knott County trail ride that hopefully will get you to play for him, man, for the trail
Heck
ride.
yeah. Yeah, let me know when it is. I'm down.
We should, man. Hopefully our county judge listens to this interview and gets you to come sing.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'd love it, man. I take any opportunity, man, to meet new people and just to play good music, man. It's just it's fun. And the thing I think for me is, as a songwriter, when you go to these different places and you meet these different people, it just gives you an opportunity to have more to draw from inside when you're writing, new songs, because I'm always watching my environment. It's like what's going on around me, like little things, like I'm sitting out here right now and I'm looking at wood chips on the ground, or the tree, the way it's manicured, or this is all messed up on the tree trunk. Like, but those little things, man, they add those details when you're writing a song. And, the same thing with people, man, like the energy they give you, or when you meet up with like an old timer or something, he tries to give you some words of wisdom, you just kind of listen to their stories and all of a sudden it sends like a light bulb goes on. You're like, man, I should write something about that, you know. And some of the most imperfect things are perfect, man. So I love it. I appreciate that.
You got shows coming up this tomorrow, actually, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I got a show in Gainesville tomorrow night, at Bricks, and with Kendall Tucker, and also Noah Hunt and Rick Willard. So we're doing that one up there. And then I also have a show. I just got booked on a show next Saturday in Lebanon, Tennessee. It's a fall fest. Not fall. I played the fall festival. It's a spring festival. So we're doing the spring festival on the at the county fairgrounds in Lebanon, Tennessee, next Saturday.
Yeah, I don't really know where that is in Tennessee. It might be close by to here, man.
You know where Portland is?
No.
You know where Nashville is, right?
Yeah.
So it's about 30 minutes north of Nashville.
Oh, I'm not close to it then.
Yeah. It's about 30, 40 minutes away from Nashville,
Yeah,
depending on
they're on
traffic.
Central Time, ain't they?
Yeah. But if you go to east, when you go east towards like Knoxville and stuff like that, it goes
Yeah.
back to Eastern time.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever played here in a show in Kentucky?
I played one in Portland. Actually, I played one in Portland on the Kentucky line, and then I was with a buddy of mine, Lee. They had a show. This was right before the pandemic last year, and we had gone to one show it was like a small, like a startup kind of festival that they were putting on. But I didn't play in it. I was just helping out. But I was in Kentucky. But no, I've never played an actual show.
Hopefully, we can change that.
Yeah, man, I'd love to. Like I said, I miss going back there. It's a home away from home with a lot of people in my family and friends as well. So to be able to put on a show there would be awesome.
Yeah, man, it's crazy that you have family in Pikeville.
Yeah, and it's like when you go and meet people, I meet people on the road so much, and it's like they, oh, where's oh, you got family and such and such. I'm like, yeah, but you start throwing out certain names, and they're like, okay, yeah, this dude's all right. That's legit. You know what I mean? Because someone can sit there. I go to places all the time. They're like, oh yeah, I got family in I don't know. They say I got family in Florida, and I'll be like, oh yeah, where? And they'll be like, oh, Orlando or Tampa. You know what I mean? They'll hit the hubs. But when you start getting out in the thicky and you start saying like, you know, Chiefland or you know, Apalachicola, you're like, okay, yeah, this dude ain't lying. But it's cool, man. It's you find the people that are cut from the same cloth, and you just kind of roll with it. You know what I mean?
You got you've got a lot of views on that song that is the hunting anthem.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That song's done really good, man. And this whole Dying Breed EP, we just got like, I think in the first week we had like 26,000 views or
God.
like streams. 26,000 streams. So it was it's a work in progress. I mean, people are finding new music, and I think that this whole like this pandemic nonsense, like it gave people an opportunity to find I guess unknown artists or artists that are coming up, like people that just in a different space because they weren't driving back and forth to work all the time for a period. So they were trying to find other ways to get music, and they weren't going to sit in their car to hear it. So they would, go and stream stuff online. And so that's been a blessing to give me exposure. But I think what's really going to help now, obviously, now things are starting to settle down, is just getting back on the road and doing shows on the weekends and festivals and meeting people and getting people to share it. That's really what it's going to be all about. It's just a numbers game.
Yeah, definitely send me the links to your Facebook page and all that stuff and where your upcoming shows is and stuff. And I'm gonna put it in the description on YouTube.
Yeah, if you go to I don't know if you're familiar, but if you go to Bands in Town, it's called Bands in Town. It's a portal for all artists, and it like gives you can like share all the stuff on it. What's cool is it shows all my upcoming shows on there. It's like a music portal that they use in the industry, and so you can like track and follow the artists like as shows get added, and you get notified. So if it's in a town near you, and people can get like pre-sales and like they can get other like perks or like cool stuff like giveaways, and then also just track the artists to see like upcoming music and projects and stuff like that too. So it's just go to like, if you go to band, I'll send you the other stuff from my socials, but if you go to Bands in Town, then you'll have the actual schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, thanks for being on today, man. It was a pleasure in talking to you, man. Thank you for the opportunity to interview.
Hey, I appreciate yourself, man. I wish you the best of luck with this, and hopefully I see you in Kentucky sometime soon at a show. And you have to try some of that whiskey too. Go to bangtail.com and try that whiskey.
You have a good day and God bless.
Yep, you too. Bye.
See you, man. This has been an interview with country singer Brandon Bing. I want to thank him for doing the interview. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. Y'all have a good day and God bless.